evening. Hello. How are you? It's another Friday. I am your girl, Sasha, coming in live for another episode of Night Talks with Sasha. So, tonight we are having part two of our discussion with editor and CEO Deidre Gibbs of HPS Magazine. We first had our first conversation the Friday after Thanksgiving, and we didn't get through. Time ran out, and so we decided to schedule and do a second part of that interview. So I'm not going to do any housekeeping. I will take care of that later. But right now, I am going to go ahead and get into the show and get the conversation started. Deidre, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's cold. It's a little chilly. It's raining.
Yes, it's
But other
raining over
than,
here as well.
is it? Okay. So
Yeah.
you understand what I'm going through. It's a perfect night to be in and not on the streets, you know? Dangerous out
Yeah,
there.
man.
So how have you been doing this week after Thanksgiving? Have you thrown all your Thanksgiving leftovers away?
Yes, they are all officially gone,
Yes,
thankfully.
mine. Yes, mine too. I'm Thanksgiving out, right?
Exactly.
I'm done. I'm done. Um, so last Friday we were talking and
Mhm.
we ceremoniously got cut off. But I want to go a little deeper into. I had a few other questions that I wanted to ask you
Okay.
about HPS. I got my notes and everything. I'm prepared today. I'm a good
Uh,
student.
uh,
Um,
I'm ready for it.
okay. So let me ask you this. Now, I know that you
Okay.
said that your magazine, it used to be in paper, but now it is basically a digital blog, correct? That's
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay. So when you do the layout in the blog, or even when you were doing it in the magazine paper format, what was your layout? How did you decide what was gonna go here? What did the layout of, or what does the layout of your magazine look like now?
Well, compared to from when it was when it was on paper, it's more of there's different categories. Because before when
Okay.
it was on paper, it was just it was like any regular maybe Jet or Ebony that you saw, whereas that table of content had it all. You had from comedy
Okay.
to interviews to point of views to advertisements, the works. And
Mhm.
now the way I have it on blog form, it's it's still categorized, but it's 2 posts per day, majority of the time. So you get a
Okay.
combination. You might get poetry and cooking, or you might get comedy and poetry. You might get interviews and advertisements. It's usually I
Okay.
try to keep it mixed up to where it's you know you're going to expect something, but not exactly what. It keeps you
Mhm.
wondering.
Okay. Kind of keeps you guessing a little bit and what you're gonna
Exactly.
get. So that it yeah, and also I guess that helps in the fact that with it now being digital and being a blog, um, you don't have to follow a set format. Correct? Is that right?
Correct. Because it's
Yeah.
basically you know that what is usually going to what might be in there, but you don't know
Mhm.
exactly what's going to be for that day. Because there are times where there might be short stories, or
Okay.
it could be a political interview, or it could be a political article, which is rare. But in these times, you might see it.
Yeah.
You'll get somebody who's in cooking, to where there might be a spotlight interview, someone that might be doing movies, or it's gonna be something that's normal with it, but you just don't know what it's gonna be.
Okay. How can how do you do your subscription? Or how does that work? And do you charge for it?
As of now, no, I don't charge. It's free. All you have to do, if you go to the
Okay.
website, you just there's a subscription where you can just subscribe.
Okay,
And
cool.
you put your email. It's like an email subscription. It'll notify you for that. Oh, that there's a post, because normally I post at midnight for every day. Like I've just finished December and the beginning of January, so it gives me a little leeway to finish up January and go, and so far. So December, since it's Christmas and going into the New Year, I've already set a post to where it's basically recipes. You from appetizers to desserts to main dishes to whatever you want. December is cooking broke special. It's all recipes.
Okay, cool. And the recipes, are they your recipes, or are they just a collection?
Just a collection.
Just a collection.
Sometimes I will put homemade recipes in, but sometimes I try to find stuff that's proven, to where you can. Sometimes there'll be videos where you'll see it being made, to where it's a guide instead of just always just the recipe itself. So you get it's a combination of both.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And you don't charge. You just do an email subscription. People just subscribe to it, and when you say you do it twice a day.
There is 2 posts per day. So when you
posts per day.
So when you subscribe through your email, you will get a notification for 2 posts. Majority, 99% of the time, it's only 2 posts per day.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Okay. Now, when the magazine was in print, how did you go about? I know in the last conversation you said that basically, like, it was a group of y'all together and you hand stapled it together. How would you go about telling a novice to start their own magazine, and they think that it has to be, because everybody's, a publisher, and you got to have a printer, and you got to have somebody do this, copy.
No.
How would you tell them? Like, what's the process?
First off, organize. You have to figure out, one, what are you going to have in it? What is going to be consistent? And realize to always start small, because you don't know, that one part of that might be a big hit, and parts of it might not. So you can't put all your eggs in one barrel. And when it comes for printing, you'll find out to where there's different ways to where you can get it done to where it won't cost, where you won't pay out of pocket. Because in the beginning of it was me paying, just going to Kinko's, making the copies, putting it together for people who subscribed to it and who was paying for membership. But it got to the point where it was easier to deal with a company that they dealt with the printing, and whoever the subscriber is pays the printer, and they send it out that way, and you do it that way. There's more than one way to do it, but you got to find the right one that works for you, your budget, and you got to make sure that before you go to that route, you have people who are going to subscribe, because you don't want to go into doing all this stuff and nobody takes it. So you got to start extremely small. Like, do not just your family or whatever. Do a little spot check. Go to a place that you know where you know people will be interested in it, and see if they would like it, like a free sample. See if they will be interested in that product.
Yeah.
And if they
or like a peer review.
Yeah, and if they would be interested in it, then you go from there. But you got to make sure that you have an audience, and not just those friends, whatever, saying like, "Oh yeah, this would be great," but knowing they wouldn't even buy it. They'll hype you up, but in the same breath, they will not. They really ain't supporting. Because anybody can hype me.
Yeah, ain't nobody. You put some dollars on it. Yeah, exactly. So so I know you said start small. How about a newsletter? That would be a good position? Because I'm thinking about starting a newsletter.
Yeah, newsletter is good as well. When HPS first got started, mine came out like 3 or 4 times out of the month. And my friend, she did a newsletter, and she basically had her project come out the months that mine didn't. So that way we made sure that there was always something on the scene, poetry scene, to where people can get the information. But newsletter is definitely, but just note, it's going to take the same amount of time. It's going to be the same effort, and you got to make sure that you don't overdo it, because you put more into it and you don't get the result that you want, you're going to feel defeated, and it's a slow process. When it comes to any form, when it comes with reading, newsletters, magazines, it's extremely slow process. Because I can be honest, when I first came out with HPS, so many people here in Houston tried to jump on it, coming out with their own thing, thinking, okay, this is going to be some fast money. HPS is the only one still standing. So you got to have the heart for it. Yeah, you got to have the heart for it.
Yeah, I tell people that about podcasting. Like a lot of people have now, since I'm doing it, I've been doing it, and I've been doing it for a while. A lot of people don't know that
what all goes into
I've been doing a podcast. Yeah, they don't know how long. Like, it's been since 2012, and so I tell people, if you're gonna do it, you gotta commit to it. It's going to be another job. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you have to, even though you have people that are just like you said, I'll support you. You're gonna be great. Do it. Da 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 da. All of that. But if they don't listen, it doesn't matter. And so you have to, saying like it makes it worth it, because I get the opportunity to watch my audience grow organically. And and I appreciate that, because I'm getting people. I didn't used to be so quick to say I wasn't good at marketing myself. And I want to ask I want to ask you that. Are you good at marketing yourself? Or did you find it difficult?
But I'm still finding it difficult because
Mhm.
I am to a great degree. I'm an introvert. I'm good at keeping to myself.
Yeah.
Just do what I got to do. But the same breath, I do like to socialize. And when I came onto the poetry scene here in Houston, I did more socialization than I did when I was going to school.
Mhm.
I was doing volunteer work. I was doing fundraisings. I was traveling, even just being a support team and performing. I started hosting. It just brought all those things where I'm like, okay. But that was like great. I know I could do it. But the harder part was learning how to do it and keep people interested in what I have to say.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I can do those things, but can I get these people to actually come in? Because I always said I was like the rookie when it came to the group of people who I was surrounding myself with. But I knew what I was good at. And when I was doing those things, I'm like, okay, if she's involved with that, then I know there's going to be a decent turnout because she has these people behind her. So I had that credibility. But when I knew, but I also knew that was the plus, but I also knew the downside was if those people had other things to do or whatever, and if they don't show up, these people are not coming to see me. So I got to make it, figure out a way to come up with my own version to get people to come because of me, not because of who's behind me.
Exactly.
And when it came to HPS, the fact that, hey, I figured a way to keep poets in Houston in the loop of, because this is what's going on now. Unfortunately, our main place has shut down, but this place here is hosting. This place, so that was my loop to where, okay. So if anything else, people's like, where are you at? It's like, we see the stuff, but I never see you. When you coming? I'm like, you're looking for me. Good. It's working. So, it's always going to be, because when any format that you do from podcasting to magazine, you're always going to have to work on socialization. Even if you on a video, by phone, by internet, you got to come up with ways to keep people intrigued. And when it comes to the magazine going to the internet, I think it was better because I get to reach out to different people, different countries and states, but I get to pull them in by what I post. I don't have to worry about just what I say, but it's just more, okay, what do I put on my page? Yeah. Because I look at the people who subscribe to my website, and I'd be like, don't feel like I'm in the White House with Obama. I'm just like, how the who? It's never for me. It's never been the number. How many people? It's just who is there.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I totally get that because it's I'm getting that way with my podcast. You know, I people listening like, and it's different countries. Like since I started my podcast, this year, 2023, I started it in January. I'd say February. Because I tried to do a show in January, but it didn't work out. Right. And I actually started it in February. And so when I did that, I noticed, okay, I'm looking at my numbers, and the numbers were, okay, they're good. But then I started looking at, like, Zambia. Wait a minute. Zambia? There's 1.8 8% in people in Zambia. I'm
There
like,
you go.
are you serious right now? And then it went to the Philippines. And I'm like,
Oh my God, I remember my Philippines. That's a historic moment for me. And the person who from the Philippines is still on my Facebook.
Really?
Yes, because everybody laughs at me when I tell that story because I was at a hospital and waiting for a friend to give birth, and I was in the waiting room, and I was getting an order coming in because this time it was still on paper, and I thought this person was from the Philippines. She was placing orders to go to the Philippines. So when I said people thought I was giving birth, when I got that message,
right? Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
It is a shocking when you see where you're being heard at, but it's also, I always try to tell people, also should motivate you, because no matter what's going on around you, you see you're getting somewhere. You might not see them, but they see you.
Exactly.
So people are paying attention, even if it's the one in front of you is not.
Exactly. And that's something else that I tell people when they ask me about starting a podcast. I always say, it may not be the people that you want to listen, but as long as you got somebody that's listening, that's the main. You're doing good. You're doing damn good. That's what I say. And when you look at your numbers and you can see, like I took some personal stuff, and as those that have listened know, it used to be three of us. Now it's just me. And so and I took some time off because I was like, I gotta get my shit together. And I came back and I did a show, and I look back at my numbers again, and I'm like, oh, United Kingdom? Wait a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute. United Kingdom? Okay.
I used to trip off of Nepal. Until now, I
yes.
see China, I see Kenya, I see all these. I'm just like, okay, I don't care if it's just one or two. It's just when it comes to that list of places that have seen it, there's numbers. There's a lot of names. There's a lot of places.
Exactly.
Even if it's one or two, it's a progression.
Exactly. It is a progression of where you're going and what you're doing, and it's working. And keep doing it because, people always say, a lot of people always say that their haters are their motivators. Damn that. I'm not worried about haters. I'm not worried about those haters.
I tend to agree. No, because I had one. I had a couple that popped in my mind, but I had one that tried to stop a publication, period.
Really?
So, yes, I had one because we were doing erotic poetry. And see, at the time when I was doing this publication, they got the black and white issues stopped. Because, they try to say, it was too explicit, it's whatever. But I'm like, I let that. I went on Facebook and bragged about it. I'm like, thank you. Now all I have to sell is the colored issues, the more expensive. Keep up with the work.
Yeah.
But
I guess it's how it.
Like we are partners. Try to mimic what I did. And try to say that we collab. I'm like, no, boo. Your collaboration is with Google. This is not how I work. Because at the time, I had a head writer that dealt with music So he tried to copy my format, which is fine. I'm like, if being realistic, if you're putting yourself out there, especially doing online, there's going to be somebody that's going to try to copy you. It's inevitable. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when you try to do it, to this day, he's still on my Facebook thinking he's going to see stuff. They haven't realized HPS has its own Facebook page. You're on my family page.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. But, yes, always use that, because all that does is tells me people are paying attention. People see that you're making some type of progression. They're trying to mimic.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it can motivate you. If you let it. And
don't get me wrong, it can be annoying, but try to stay on the positive, because if you let the negative stand out, you're gonna fall back. So you gotta stick with the positive aspect. Even I know it's easier to say than to do, but you have to stick with the positive. Okay, you didn't get to do this type of interview. Okay, so I got to put out more articles. People are, I'm getting more likes on these articles, so I know I need to be doing more articles. I'm getting people, making more comments on these articles. Before, in the beginning, I couldn't get a comment put on anything, but I'm getting people from like, who are you? They're putting comments. I even accept the negative ones. So I had put one political article up, and I had a thesis of a comment. I'm like, okay, well, I hope you like the next part. But they commenting, and
I like those. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's why I said, let me get my shit together, because after the fallout with me and my co-host, I was like, I'm done. I'm tired. I can't. I got enough shit on my plate. I'm dealing with cancer. I'm dealing with being my, I just don't. And
I know.
Exactly. And it was like, and now on top of this, I can't be me. I can't say what I need to say, or no, fuck it. I'm done. And so I was gonna stop. And
but you would have regretted.
But it was my baby. This podcast is my baby. It's my baby. And my best friend was like,
I don't have a lot to say. Oh, I regret this or this. This is mine. This is something I built. I created. This is to a certain degree. This is my legacy. If something happens to me within a month or so, only what do I have to show about what I've done? It's going to be HPS. Sure, people remember me as a poet. People will remember me as a fundraiser. People will remember me for hosting, singing, performing, something. But all around the world, what people are going to be wondering, what happened to that website I used to always go to get notifications on? Y'all remember that?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I said. Yeah. And that's what this is. This is why I bring my podcast back. And I've said, this is my legacy. I don't have children. God didn't bless me with living, breathing children. But this is my baby. This is my, Night Talks with Sasha is my baby. And like my best friend told me, she's like, we don't leave our children behind, honey. That's just not what we do. We don't abandon our babies, honey. That is not what we do. Get it together. This is not it. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I can admit when I had my little fallout with the people who I was working with, when they went their own way, I felt like CPS took my child, and when I got it back, I was like, okay, we gonna fix this. And that's how it came
Yep.
back onto this not podcast, but onto this blog, to where it's just me and you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I said. And yeah, I mean, because nobody is gonna love your stuff like you do, and that's just it. Nobody's
work on it the way you want it, but you.
No.
Not the way that you see it.
Exactly.
See it to be. There are people who will try to help you get there, and that's fine to help you. But for it to be authentically, if it's coming from you, it's got to be you. You have to put your
and that's what I realized.
Put two cents into it.
Gotta put your foot in it.
And then
yeah.
You might as well get the bubble bath right.
And then some. Exactly. Yeah, because
yes, it is.
People talk about the flyers I do. How long does it take you to do those? I don't know. Till I'm done. Till it looks how I want it to look.
Yeah, because when I used to do the editing for putting the magazine together to go to print, people was like, "Oh, it's gonna take a week." I'm like, "No, if you leave me alone and I stay at that computer, it'd be like a full shift." But I'm like, I think my best time was 80 pages in about 6 hours. Because I had to film it from front cover all the way to the back. I'm like, to put it to film, like,
I can't believe it.
Let it be.
Yeah.
Let me
ask you this, though.
Go for it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So, and I'm gonna see if you are as tuned in as I am. So, when you're working on your magazine, have you ever woke up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and just start working on it? Like you couldn't sleep because it was something you had.
Ask me how many times during the week.
Okay.
I just finished December. Tell me why I've already today and yesterday put into my notes different topics for me to start working on for January. Oh, that'll be good for January. Wake up knowing you got to wake up in the middle of the night for bathroom. Go to that before you even made it to that bathroom door. You've already thought of something. No, now you know you definitely ain't going back to sleep, so you might as well go and pull out that laptop and get started.
And get it done. Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. I used to get my friends that were, unfortunately we're not friends anymore, but my friends that I was co-hosting with, they would be like, "You need to rest. You look so tired. Oh my God." And I'm like,
the reality of it is, when you're thinking about something that you love to do, this is not stressful. It's just
exactly
what you love to do. It's like if somebody loves being a doctor, then it's not going to be stressful for them to tone in their skills by taking a seminar. It's what they want to do because they're dealing with something they love to do. When it comes to these podcasts and HPS, trust me, it's because I want to make sure that it stays at the minimum, stays at the level that it is, or go higher. Because if I can get people from the NAACP, if I can get a organized chapter from the NAACP onto my account, to my website, I want to make sure I get more than just one chapter.
Exactly.
So, if you're doing something that you love to do, if somebody loves doing art, guess what? When they wake up and think of something they want to paint and they get started, that's not stressful for them. That's relaxation because they're clearing their head and they're doing something that they love to do.
Exactly.
It's not stressful. Yeah. Only stressful part is if people interfere where you can't get it done.
Exactly. Exactly. Just leave me be. What time did you go to bed? I was up to about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, or I didn't go to bed because
I woke up around 1, and so I'll take a nap eventually sometime during the day.
exactly, and that's what it is because you have that passion, so you have that and you feel it. Like you said, yeah, it's not stressful. It is everybody else because though they mean well, they're interrupting the flow.
Yeah, it's not that
They're
passion. They
interrupting
like what they're seeing,
no.
but to go into the work that goes into doing what they like seeing,
Yep.
they couldn't do it, so they
Mhm.
can't wrap their minds around it. But that's why it's
Mm-mm.
like what that saying, stay in your lane. Because if this is
Mhm.
my lane and you like that lane, what comes from it, stay out of it. So you can keep getting what you like.
Exactly.
This is what I do.
Exactly. This is what I do, and that's what I tell people. Yeah, this is what I do. I am a podcaster. Like I take credit. I have, and I even had a guy. He did podcasting, and I was asking him questions, and I was like, well, do you know about your RSS feed? You know, what about are you going to get an LLC? Are you going to, why do I need an LLC? Because if you get big, sir, like, are you going to start taking producer's cred? Why would I take producer's cred? Because you're producing your podcast.
Yeah, you got to do your research. Because when I first started HPS, and when it was on paper, yes, I went to that courthouse. I got that little green card that said the HPS, Houston Poetic Society, is taken. So So I can always back that one up. But
exactly,
like, when you Google HPS, you'll see a lot of different things. But when you see magazine, and you're gonna see me, you're gonna see my face. You're gonna see. You can go see Amazon from sales from when you can order one of our old issues from when it was on paper. Yeah, the website will pop up. But that HPS is, that's legally binding.
Yeah.
So
that's what I said. Like,
you got
to
remember to update. Just because you did it like some years ago, and that's one reason why people get people to help them, because you're not gonna think, okay, how long does this last before I have to do it again? Because you're so busy with everything else. Yeah, you need that business aspect to know, okay, I got to do this again. Well, let me check this. What else?
And if you have, exactly. And if, like, he was talking about, he wanted to be on XM, what is it? Like Sway in the Morning or whatever, and I'm like, well, don't you know he gets produced, like he gets paid for hosting, of course. Like, yeah, so why would I need producer's credit? Well, when if he's a producer on his own show, Sway in the Morning, he gets paid for that. You can be a host of your own show and still get producer's credit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they just see the finished product, it's like, okay, I can do that. But those who are really serious, they got to remember, with every little part, there's other smaller parts that need to be taken care of to get to cover.
Exactly.
Because, I'm editor and CEO. Before, I had different people searching out for people to interview. Now it's just me. I got to let people know, I don't know you. I'm like, exactly. Go check this website out. See if you think this will be a good fit. This is what I do. You're interested.
Exactly. And that's why. Yeah, and that's why I put, I mean, I totally agree. when you look at my Facebook page, it says hostess and producer because I am the host and I am the producer. Like,
Yeah.
this is my stuff, so
Hi, baby.
I don't want anyone, like, I'm scouting, and I've been scouting for people, like, scouting talent. Like, my husband and I used to do that. I used to do that for the shows that he and I had together, scouting people to get on, and he did the same thing. So for me going out and scouting talent, that's not hard. I actually enjoy it. It is.
And that's a job in itself right there.
It is. It is. Like, I have a series coming up, and a 3-part series that I want to do, that I'm doing. And now I'm like, okay, I got one part done. I got the second part done. Now I got to find a cast of characters because I need to get, I need a panel so that I can have a panel discussion. So now I got to go back out here and
do another search.
Out for some more. On top of that, February, I'm in the process of scouting for poets and spoken word artists because I'm doing a poetry show for Valentine's. So not only am I flyers and I'm writing and
definitely send me that info.
Girl, come on.
So I can showcase for the poets here. So they can, girls, because like I said, 90% of my Facebook groups is all poetry. So I have plenty of people so I can showcase that too.
I sure will. I will get it to you this weekend. I gotta write up. I like to write up something and put it all across because now I'm everywhere on social media. Night Talks with Sasha is on TikTok now. Night Talks with Sasha is on Threads. Night Talks with Sasha is on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not going on what used to be Twitter. I never liked Twitter.
Yeah, I don't even log into that account. My main post is Instagram and Facebook. I have to get myself into Twitter, not Twitter, but TikTok. I just haven't. Like that's my downfall. Is try to get into those to do those because it's a lot with the Facebook. Because I have the Facebook, my personal Facebook. I have HPS Facebook page, and I have Cooking Broke 2 face page. So I have those 3. Plus I have the Instagram. So I have those. So it's like I know I gotta get on TikTok, but that's my struggle.
Yeah, I did my first but I will tell you this: you may not be on TikTok, but your face is on TikTok.
Oh my God! Well, that's good. I can't complain, but I'm like, I just gotta update it.
I did. Yeah, because I did the flyer that I did for this particular show. It's now on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did
because a poet had me, send me a request for something, so I opened the TikTok. I just haven't gone on it.
It's confusing for me, but what I do like about TikTok is I think that I will really enjoy doing the videos on TikTok because the one that I did for part 2 of the show, I added some music and I added you have a way of because it's like my logo and then the flyer for the show, and they're both on there
Okay.
together, and it moves into, one into the other. And when you first start it, it's like a television comes on. So the first thing you
Oh,
see
okay.
on TikTok is, so I'm like, okay now, okay. But my
Yeah.
biggest thing is when it comes to, yeah, like my biggest thing when it comes to marketing for Night Talks with Sasha is basically coming off behind the screen. Like I got to
Yeah.
put myself out there more. Like I gotta have my face. And if I'm going to be taught, and I think the reason that the show is doing so well now than it did back in 2012 and up to
You put
2016
yourself out
was
there
because
more.
now, yeah, I've grown as a woman. I've went through some
Mhm.
things, and I'm not so afraid of my vulnerability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I do.
and I think that is what has helped the show to grow as quickly as it has, because I have been very vulnerable on this show. I have talked about some really personal things, and I've shared some really personal things because I want to destigmatize that terminal cancer does not look like what it used to.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying? Like, and so the only way that we're going to destigmatize that is by talking about it. You know,
Yep.
and
You got to go against that taboo,
yeah, like
that cultural
I
taboo,
have
especially
cancer.
in the culture of black
Yeah,
people.
like I
You got to go against that taboo.
yes, yes, because it was a show that I did back in the summer after my birthday, and
Mhm. Uh
here
oh.
I am, 46 years old. Yeah, here I am, 46 years old, and I'm a widow.
Mhm.
But now I'm talking about going back out here dating. And I know people are thinking like, well, damn, wait a minute. I thought this woman said she got stage 4 cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she talking
But
about
that's not gonna.
dating?
It's not gonna stop. It's not stopping you from
Yeah.
living. Not now.
No,
It's just
exactly.
it's a condition
Exactly.
that you have,
Yeah.
but now you have the choice. Let it consume the rest of your life while you deal with it, or keep living while you have it.
Exactly.
When I
Exactly.
growing up
And that's
for
what.
me, yeah, because growing up for me, I was always sick.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a nurse. Was always trying to we always going to doctors trying to figure out what was going on. And this was
Mm-hmm.
before they might even knew what PCOS. That's one diagnosis. Knew what that was, but PCOS
Yeah.
also, as much as they talk about it makes it hard for you to have children, PCOS also brings out certain types of cancers. And I grew
Yep.
up having doctors telling me it's not a factor if I have cancer. For me, it's a factor of when will I get cancer.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what. Okay.
Wait,
So I know
not
eventually.
meaning to cut you off. Hold on.
Go for it.
Hold on. For everyone that's listening, when she says PCOS, she's because I know a lot of people don't. The
Polycystic
name of it
ovary
is
cancer.
polycystic ovarian syndrome. We call in the medical world, some people call it PCOS, polycystic
Yeah.
ovarian syndrome. So some people
It's
call it
mainly
PCOS, some call it P.
a pain
Go
in the
ahead.
butt. Yeah, they call it a lot of
Yes.
things. But when
Yeah.
I was
The devil.
because I'm 50, so when I was
Mm-hmm.
finally diagnosed with it and it was becoming more popular, I saw it being aired on. I didn't know I was pregnant. So that's how they were
Yeah.
spreading it out to where it's just more of having children type of issue. It doesn't, but it makes you go bald in certain places. It makes your hair grow like you have a full grown man inside of you. It makes you like if you're whatever. It makes your sweat stink like a sewer. It has all these different things. Then there's also the cancer aspect of it. And they always say ovarian. Trust, I went through, I want to say having three cysts removed during my childhood. One to the point to where I felt that sucker no matter what. So I was like, okay, so we're always going through those fears. And it's mainly for women, so guys are safe. This only affects women. But the sad thing about it is a lot of people don't know that they have it. And it could be hereditary to a degree.
Yeah.
It could be. It's like, cause yes, you can have crazy periods to the point off on, bleed too much, bleed bleed at all, to the point, but it messes with your anemia, makes you it causes a lot of small things, but it manifests. But when it acts up, it turns into big, and it turns into major. But it's per individual. Everybody doesn't deal with every aspect that it causes.
Every aspect.
But it is there, and you have to, when you go to the doctors, you got to stand your ground, and especially if you're dealing with a male doctor, to make them realize you have to say, this is how it's affecting me. Because if you don't say that, they're going to brush it off as it's just dealing with pregnancy. They don't look and go into it and say, oh, it does cause these other issues. So that's that's something everybody has to deal with when you deal with that. Every female. That's one advice I will always tell any female. Your periods are coming off crazy to where you're bleeding constantly or you're bleeding barely. Your hormones are just like you're menopause and you're in your 20s. You got one day you have hair, next day you wouldn't have a haircut and you didn't. You want to get your hormones, thyroid check.
Yeah. Get the thyroid because I have hypothyroidism and PCOS. And they go hand in hand. So you can't really tell which one is which.
That's kind of like
all you know is
and lupus.
Damn.
Talk about a pain in the butt. So when I say my sarcasm is strong, trust me when I say my sarcasm is strong. I'm like,
you have to find something.
Yeah. Oh, but they didn't have to find that. No, that could stay right where it was.
I know, right?
That could have stayed right where it was. Not known.
Yeah.
Didn't show its face. Nothing. But I got sick during COVID from my working in healthcare. See, if I would have known I had an autoimmune disorder, I don't know if I would have been in the exact field I was in healthcare. But I'm like, I probably still would have, because I loved what I did.
Yeah. And you got COVID, and you got long COVID now, don't you?
No. I got sick during COVID. Getting sick during COVID, that created opportunity for my illness to get worse. Basically, that's why that's where COVID comes into play for me. because everything was shut down, and it was the highest peak. I could, the hospital was trying to keep me there as long as they couldn't, then ship my butt home. You stay in that apartment for 3 months. Don't get out of bed. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay.
How are you not gonna get out of bed for 3 months?
Because you do. It's just basically an hour a day. You have
really.
That's one thing I had to do with my residents. If they were bedstricken, like if they had a sore, because the way the doctor said it, I end up having a super virus, and that super virus created a wound. So I had to stay off of it. So that means, if somebody has a wound, they can't keep a lot of pressure on it. So you have to rotate. You have to do a rotation. So you have to stay off of it. But in the same breath, you can't just be walking around with it. Either gravity's not going to let it heal. So you have to you get an hour a day. I had an hour a day for 3 months. Yeah,
wow.
like I said, my sarcasm is strong. And like I said, my body does not want to go back to work.
It did not want to go back to work at all.
No. Because when I had to go turn in my paperwork to say, okay, I'm returning, my body said, oh, no, you're not. That wound tried to reopen. I'm like, no, I got you. We're going to take it. We still got time. Chill out.
That's like, for me now, I have to, they haven't said, like my doctor hasn't said, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, He hasn't said anything. But he'll ask me when I go to my oncologist, he'll say, well, what you been doing? My doctor, my PCP, they'll ask me, what have you been doing and how are you doing? And and I'm like, what do you mean? The last time I saw my oncologist, I asked him, what you mean? What you mean? What am I doing? In terms of what? He's like, well, are you getting back to your regular routine? Sir, I am my own caregiver.
Yeah, you've been your own routine.
I never stop. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like, you don't have anyone to come in and... No. Well, how do you get to the doctor?
You drive. Don't you love shocking doctors? That is so fun for me.
Yeah. Me too.
I love
I'm just looking
my primary. Because we clicked once. I shocked her because she was so busy dealing with people who were like, just tell her anything or whatever. And like I told her, my reason why I didn't take metformin because it made my heart beat too fast. Like just thinking and forgetting she was thinking. I was just coming up with something. So she went to her computer and she was like the school teacher's like, are you sure? You gonna stick with this story?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You can go ahead. And when she typed it up, and she had to put her glasses on and see, it does make your heart go fast. I'm like, I'm not that one. If I say something, I'm usually being serious with it. So now I'm her special patient. If anything goes with me, I'm like, I could have a yeast infection from a medication that we know is going to give it to me. I tell her it gave it to me, go to the emergency room. I'm like, oh, good Lord. Like, for really?
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's her way of paying back.
My doctor's kind of. Yeah, I don't shop my doctor, but what I do love about him is, I'll come into my appointment with my notebook.
So they know you prepared.
I come in with a notebook and a pen. He just sits down. He's like, so, oh, it's one of those types of visits today. Okay, all right. And then he'll just sit down and he'll cross his leg and he's like, okay, let's go. And so I'll be like,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about this. And he's like, mm-hmm. And I remember one time I was like, well, because I have been on metformin. I'm still on metformin. And I said, now, Dr. Singh, I have been taking metformin for X amount of time. He's like, yes. Don't you need to check my B12? Because metformin, and for all of y'all that don't know, if you're on metformin, it will it will deplete your B12, your vitamin B12. Go get your B12 checked. Get your vitamin D checked. As black people, we need to get our vitamin D checked, and we need to get our B12 checked. So
you need to make sure check all your vitamins, get your blood checked. Period.
True.
A lot of times people, especially black people, will have iron issues, vitamin issues, and not know it. They just thinking, it's just a regular thing, nothing major. When you can just go pop a pill or chewable.
Yeah.
You chew.
Yep. But vitamin D.
I do emails.
Oh no, I don't do that. I
emails.
No, I can't do that. That poor man would. I don't do no email. And now you know what's really bad though. And I'm gonna tell this story. I self-diagnosed my cancer.
Okay.
I did. So
I almost let
when they told me the type of cancer that I had, I was like, what? And so I called. Now everyone told me don't research. I am a researcher, okay? But now I'm not one of those Google and WebMD. Let me tell y'all something else. Listen to Sasha, okay? If you're gonna Google things to try to find out stuff, don't go to WebMD. That's just that's as bad as you going to the damn Wikipedia page. Okay?
Yep.
Don't go to WebMD. It's not accurate information when you're Googling. If you're gonna Google a medical thing, you need to go to a hospital to Google, such as a hospital as what's it? Methodist, Cedars-Sinai.
Yeah.
What's that one in Baltimore? Baylor, and the other one. There's another one in Baltimore, in Maryland. John Hopkins.
Yeah, John Hopkins.
Yep. Those are the type of hospitals. Emory. Because Emory is a teaching hospital.
Information.
It will give you the correct information. So don't go to WebMD anymore if that's what you're doing.
WebMD is the bottom. It's like your last resort. Is because you just want just blatant. Okay, yes, no. You want detail.
Yeah.
Because I've used the John Hopkins and all this stuff. I've done articles, especially when it deals with lupus. I've done articles through them, and I recently did a whole series just to give people the insight. There's a lot to this. It's not just you're still. I'm like people were starting to realize lupus messes with your lungs. Lupus messes with your kidneys.
Yep.
Lupus messes with not more than just your joints. It's a lot of stuff that it deals with. And see, that's one thing I like
It
about
does.
another reason why I love my PCT. She was the one that diagnosed me, not my arthritis doctor. She did.
Okay.
And that arthritis
Well,
doctor was mad.
the rheumatologist?
Yep. She was mad. Because she was like, oh, like, she's always doing these things, whatever. Her exact words, I highly doubt it. Because she just focused on my weight. But she
Oh, of course. Oh, my God.
When I said she ate humble pie, she didn't even tell me. She didn't even do it face to face. She called me to tell me with a better tone. Yes, I do have an autoimmune disorder. I'm like, no shit, Charlotte.
Yeah.
My doctor told you that.
You're gonna have to run, and I'm gonna have a medical show, and we're gonna talk about the being fat and going to doctors. We're gonna talk about how doctors treat fat people.
Oh,
and
because my primary friend, on my birthday, I came up to her job, gave her that birthday cake with all the butterflies and stuff on it, and with the note, thank you note. I told her, you are the best doctor out of all the years since I was a kid. She talked about how mom made her cry. I'm like, yeah, and I had to tell her, I didn't eat the cake, I just made it. But,
yeah. I mean, it's some really good doctors. But yeah, huh?
I said, oh, definitely.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Stories. Oh no, I was just saying. I was like, I'll definitely be up for it.
Yeah.
I have so many stories to the point where, like, people wonder why I talk the way I talk.
Woo! When you talked about the being too fat and all that, like, oh my gosh, but let me tell you a story about my diagnosing my own cancer. So I was, they told me, my husband and everybody told me, stop researching. My husband, he took my phone. He wouldn't let me have my phone because he knew I was going to be researching and stuff. So this was like, I called the American Cancer Society. And I was talking to this lady on there, and she said, I said, I need help. Like, I just got diagnosed, and I'm not doing, like, mentally, I'm not good. Like, I completely shut down. Like, I was just like, okay, Lord, come on and take me. I'm ready. Let's go. And so she was giving me all of this info and stuff, and then she asked me what type of cancer did I have? Did they diagnose me with? Did I have a diagnosis? And I said, not really. But they said that I have breast cancer. But it's now in my bones and my liver. And she said, oh, would you like for me to give you information about it so that you can? I said, well, they don't want me to research it. And she's like, but you should know. You should know what you're dealing with. You should have an idea of what you're dealing with. And I said, okay. So she sent it to me. So I downloaded it, and then I'm reading it, and I'm reading all this stuff, and it tells you about the stages, and I look at it. So when you get to stage 2 metastasis, and it's gone from breast to liver to bones or bones to whatever, I'm like, oh my God. So I start wailing. My husband comes, what's wrong? And I say, I have terminal cancer. And he's like, you don't know that. Stop that. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I gave him the papers and stuff. Here, read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. He's like, I don't know what I'm reading. So my appointment to my oncologist at Emory Hospital wasn't until the first. At that time, it was the 1st of December. So first of all, okay, for I'll finish. But it was the 1st of December, and
Mhm.
so we went there, and while we're there, stage 4 cancer. And so when the oncologist got through talking, and she looks at him, and then she looks at me, she says, "Has anyone told you your stage?" And I was going to say something. He says, "No, no one's told us anything really." So I just looked at him. She says, "Well, you have stage 4 cancer." And I looked at him. Really? I told I told you. I told you. I told you I did. I told you I had stage 4. She, you told him that? How did you know that? Because I got stuff from the Cancer Society and I read it. And
You
she's
put
like,
two and
but
two
just
together.
reading it, yeah, she said, so you read it and yes, when you have metastasis, it means that it's stage 4, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's terminal, but it's stage 4. I have stage 4 cancer. Oh my God. And she's like, we got to get you in treatment ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get you on some chemo. You're going to have to do chemo. And we got to get you on chemo, like, ASAP. Like, right now. Well, I know it's the holidays. I want you to go home, enjoy Christmas, but the first of the year, you're going to be in treatment. Your first treatment is this day, and it's going to take 12 hours. That ain't what she said, but that's how long it took. It was
Yeah.
supposed to take 6 to 7, but it actually took 12 hours, the first round of chemo that I had. Taxotere. But I'm celebrating an anniversary.
Hey, what's the anniversary?
It is 3 years since I was diagnosed.
Don't you love when
Because it
you
happened.
go past what they think and what reality
Well, no
is?
one. Yes, I love it. I have not only that, but I have exceeded my own expectations.
Good.
Um, I didn't know when my husband died. I did not know if I was gonna make it. Not only did I not know if I was gonna make it, I'll be real honest. I didn't know if I wanted to. I really
Yeah,
didn't know if
understandable.
I wanted to be here. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I didn't know
understandable.
if I
When you
had
go
it
through it,
in
it
me.
ain't anything left. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Trust me.
yeah,
Trust me when I
yeah.
say, and you know when I say, I know.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
like I told you earlier, I'm not at your phase, but like I said,
Mhm.
growing up, I was always told it's not a factor if I get cancer. It's a matter of when
Good
I
point.
get it. And now that I know I'm at 50 and I have polyps that are the cancerous type, and
Mhm.
the process to get them out, to say has been
Mhm.
stretched out, is beyond ridiculous. Yeah,
Wow.
I know
Yeah.
I have friends and family who are wondering, am I mentally still here? Because I'm like, yeah, until it's told to me where they turn into cancer, until they told me it's gone to
Mhm.
the point to where no return, I'm just going to continue
Mhm.
doing what I'm on this earth to do and deal with all the rest
That's
of
it.
life obstacles I got to deal with.
Exactly. Because it doesn't stop. People,
Mm-hmm.
shit still happens. People don't give a damn. Like people, they care, but at the end of the day, they don't give a damn. Shit,
Yeah,
still,
to a
people
certain,
still do
to a
fucked
certain
up
degree,
things
that's
to
true.
you.
To a certain
And
degree,
I
that's
hate to
true.
say it like that because, yeah, I've run like I have come across some beautiful people,
Yeah.
beautiful souls that have just reached out to me and just you're gonna make it. You're gonna fight. You're gonna be good. You're gonna just I have come across some really beautiful people and I tell people all the time that there are so many good people in the world. They just want a chance to
Yeah.
show it
To be able to show you.
sometimes.
And see, and I'm on
Yeah.
a reverse end of it. I haven't really told some people, and I know that they want to
Mhm.
know. But for me, I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna get your anxiety up, and there's no need
Yeah.
for it. So
Yeah.
I'm always, because they always want to know, okay, what's going on? How are you feeling now? Because they know stuff is changing.
Yeah.
They see it, but I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
saying anything because I'm like, I don't want to verbally put it out there, but in the same breath, I don't want to give you false information. I don't want to
Mhm.
I don't want to put that fear on you. If there's no reason to
Exactly.
put the fear on you, I'm not going to put it on you. I know
Yeah.
probably I'm going to get these things out of me sometime next year. So I'm
Mhm.
like, so that'll be when I know if it's, yeah, I got him out in time, or, oops, well, I guess it was meant for me to go through this next phase. But
Mhm.
I'm not going to jump the gun and put that burden on my loved ones. Not, especially if I don't
Mhm.
have to. I'm like,
Mhm.
that, and they think I'm distancing myself from them, and it's like, no, I don't want to put that type of negativity on you if it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Why would I want to make
Yeah.
why would I want to make my loved ones fear that I'm not going to be there when I don't
I
even
get
know you?
that. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
that's
that.
easy to say, but
It's
sometimes when you're
the.
dealing with pet people, I'm like, okay, it's not that
Mhm.
it's serious. It's just
Mhm.
it's not. We're not at the point to take it that serious yet.
Mhm. Mhm.
As long as I keep doing what I'm supposed to
Unless
do
we
to
had.
get to
Yeah.
where I need to get done, that's all I can do.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. People ask me things. I used to do the update on Facebook. Then I stopped. I was
Yeah, I
like,
remember.
nah, because I felt
Sometimes,
like
sometimes
some
it's good
people I
because
know that they
it's good for
really,
you. It's good for you to
yeah,
get those thoughts and those feelings out, and
yeah,
when you do it, you're gonna get people that's gonna have encouraging words to say, and some of it is
mhm,
good. You're gonna be genuine with it, and then there's gonna be some that's like, okay, they look crazy. They'll know they look crazy if they see that and don't say something. But majority of the people
mhm,
who actually do care, and
mhm, mhm.
that is a mental boost.
It is,
So
it is.
yeah, so
But then
that's
I
always a
kind of felt like
positive.
I was, yeah, it is, I didn't stop because of other people. I just stopped because of me.
Yeah,
And life be lifing. And sometimes that be lifing don't have nothing to do with the cancer. It just be lifing. Hell. And y'all
that
don't need to
is
know all that.
true. I'm like, that's true. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
everybody's got to deal with some kind type of BS. So it's
Mhm.
just no matter how you're feeling, you got something. Everybody's going through
Mhm.
something. So
Something. Somewhere,
things
somehow,
you need,
somebody is
yeah,
going through.
in some way, everybody's dealing with
Mhm.
something. Definitely.
Exactly. Um, so let me ask you one other question, and this is gonna be my last question to ask because we don't went everywhere. Um,
Okay.
what in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself in HPS?
Ooh, in 5 years. Well, one thing I pray and I try to focus on is be able to get to make money through HPS because I know I can do it without
Mhm.
having to charge for subscribers. I can get it through advertising,
Mhm.
but I know I need to
Mhm.
the more fans, people, subscribers to get the funds. So that's why I
Mhm.
can also say it don't cost you anything to subscribe. I actually get funded if you subscribe because it's not coming out of your
Mhm.
bank account. Um,
Mhm.
besides that, I want to get more interviews. I want to where when I contact somebody, they have an idea of what HPS is.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's some people hear of it, you know, like some people check it out, but I want it to be better known. I'm like, I know
Mhm.
it won't be
I agree.
Ebony or Jet, nothing like that,
Don't
but
say that. Don't say that.
no, no, no,
Don't say
no, no,
that.
no. The only reason I want to say that because I want to be better than that. Because some of those are not here
Okay.
anymore.
Gotcha. That's true.
I want to be just like how it
That's
is
true.
now, just for locally. Like I said, when I came out when it was on paper, everybody bit off that. They're like, oh, okay, they can make money off of this. They can do this, and I'm still the last one standing.
Mhm.
I want to continue to be the last one
Mhm.
standing, and that's representing Houston, but it's representing me. That's representing arts. That's representing creativity. That's and
Mhm.
mostly positivity. Because it's very rare if anything
Exactly.
on their website is negative. Every time, pretty much everything on there is a spotlight of something positive. And every
Positive.
blue moon, like I say,
Yeah.
politics pops on there because I'm sorry, the way things are going now, I'll be looking kind of crazy if I don't have something to say about politics. But
Exactly.
majority of it, yeah, you can't hide from it. But majority is positivity. There are still positive outlets. There are people like you might know the main person is someone famous, but you see those people behind them that help create that image to get that person in. Learn more about them
Mhm.
because they help make that
Mhm.
make that scene and make them like, oh, I like this. Okay, learn more
Mhm.
about that person.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
I love
that's
it.
what I look
I,
forward to.
I and I support you 100, 1,000%. So
Well,
whatever I can
thanks.
do to help, let me know. Cause
Uh,
you know that's
I
what that's what this is about for me. I want to help people. I want to, and I try to be positive on my platform as well. So I
yeah.
I can see you doing that. Yeah, I would love
Thank you.
to see you doing that. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play a game. You ready?
Yeah, I
This
saw that post about the
or
game. Let's
that.
get started.
Come on. Okay. This or that. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna start easy on you, okay? So you
Okay.
get a feel of what it is. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Okay. Uh, Italian or Chinese?
Italian.
Okay, now it's gonna get a little hard. You got this. You got this. All right.
Okay.
Now you got an opportunity to interview somebody that you've always wanted to interview, and they're
Okay.
coming to HPS, but they're not a poet, but whoever. All right, Michelle Obama or Nikki Giovanni.
I hate you. Dang. Dang. Michelle Obama. Sorry, Nikki.
Damn, really?
Mhm.
Wow. Really? No. I'd have
I'll
to
get
go
on the
with.
next. I'll get her on the next interview.
No, this one in a lifetime. Okay. So here we go.
So many already on her.
There's
No, you would be surprised.
Nikki Giovanni and the president's dick. Come on now. You know you won't talk to Nikki Giovanni and ask her.
Yes, I want to talk to her because yes, there are so many live and all around the country. I've watched a lot with Michelle, but there are so many questions that I know have never been asked, and no, I don't have to be by her book. But being the first black female, and that how you know there's questions that reporters couldn't know that they wanted to ask but couldn't. I'm asking.
I guess you're right. I see it from I see your point of view. I see it now. Okay. Here we go. Whew. I'm still doing Nikki Giovanni.
I know. At least somebody.
Introvert or introvert, extrovert.
I'm gonna be an introvert at heart. That's not gonna change. I'll get. That's not gonna change. Extrovert. But I'll take myself out there.
Really?
I've even gone solo. Because I like doing that every blue moon, and I get those eyes popping out of people's heads. They're like they can't believe I'm there. That's fun to me. I'm like, yeah, I just don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, now here goes something else. You got another one. Here. I'm trying to make this one hard too. You got a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Okay.
You're gonna write a book, or you're gonna continue to be the editor of HPS.
Editor of HPS. I've already written 2 books.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
They're chapbooks, and I don't even have copies of them. I have the paperwork from when I did want the second book, but my people who have the first book, they make fun of me to this day. They will post on my post book how they still have that book, and I don't have it. I'm like,
why you don't have it?
Because honestly, when I first did it, I didn't do it to sell them. I initially created it as Christmas gifts. But then when they got out, it was like a tell-all, because everybody knew that I had a very bad temper. I was new to the poetry scene. I'm like, these people acting a little childish, and I'm ignorant. So my first book was called Anger Mismanagement 101. This is just wrong. So it was a lot of my diss poems, basically putting people down. And those who I gave it to, they showed it around. So everybody was trying to figure out which poem was about which poet. That's how it became popular. And I'm like, okay, great. So what's
the name of that book?
Anger Mismanagement
so familiar.
101. This is just wrong.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, if you go on my Facebook, you'll see it, and you'll see like a Socrates posting it on my page. And like, yeah, I still got it. I'm like, I hate you right now. Don't. All right, fine. And so with that book, I created the second book where I had to try to show, okay, I'm more than just angry. So it was called Shades of a Poet's Personality. So, but yeah, I've already done 2 books. So yeah, I like HPS.
Okay.
It gets to grow with me.
Okay. Beach or the mountains?
Oh, okay. Beach is calming, but I'd be terrified that the water's going to get too close up to me. Mountains, love the serenity. Be worried about mudslides and earthquakes. Yeah, I overthink.
Let's see.
Can it be a sea where I'm like up in the mountains where I can see the ocean? Dang it.
No.
The ocean. I'm like, oh no, I take that back. Mountains. I'm too paranoid for that. No. It'll be the mountains.
Okay, mountains. Okay, here we go with another one. This is funny.
Girl,
flowers or diamonds?
Example. Just for example, one time I was dating when I was real young. I went to the Galveston here in Houston. It was supposed to be a romantic
I heard
getaway. My boyfriend at the time, he booked a hotel room. There two, like he picked one of the fancy ones. There are two fancy ones in Galveston. One is on land. There's another one is on poles. It's like because it's in the ocean. And something told me to check.
Poles?
I had to cancel that and for him to realize, if you want me to have a good time, get me on land. I'll be too terrified that no. So yeah.
It's on a pole?
Well, it's like those long poles. It's like it's standing. It's in the earth. It's grounded, but yeah, it's like it's like out in the water. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
You gonna help me? No, that wasn't romantic. That was anxiety attack. No.
Yeah,
so,
no.
I have to change the
I don't even like that.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't like that.
It's a fancy it's a fancy hotel. It's really nice inside, but that outside effect, no. Yeah, I picked the one that was on land. No.
That's like the first time I ever been to the Sundial. It's a restaurant in Atlanta that moves, and it gives you the skyline of the city of Atlanta, right? So while you're sitting there, and you don't know, and so it kind of like jukes you out, and you're kind of like over the edge a little bit, and you just happen, and I happen to look. I'm scared of heights, and I was like, oh. He's like, don't look, because it doesn't like throw you out there, but you get kind of like to the edge. Yeah.
You're out there, so if you don't realize that. Oh yeah, I've had that experience on a boat. I went to a casino, and my naive butt, because it was before I really started going to them. I thought that sucker stayed down. I didn't think that sucker moved. I thought it stayed right there. So I'm inside of it, trying to have fun, making fun of people, doing whatever. Fine, because I'm like, why everybody drunk? No. But I'm doing fine till I stepped outside. And I turned my head and saw the dock was vaguely in the distance.
Oh, where? Yep.
When I say it was a good thing that horn blew, right when I realized that. The words that came out of my mouth.
Did you scream that loud?
From Martin. That was the perfect thing for Martin to where it's like, you don't have to worry about bleeping me. The horn did it.
Yeah, they'll go. They're floating out there because
yeah, I didn't know that.
I was on one. Yeah, you sail around. That's like I went to when I was in Connecticut, and we rode the ferry. I don't know. I had never been on a ferry before, a ferry boat. You park your car, you get out, and it goes pretty fast. I had never, and I was like, oh. I had never been on one before. That was my
The
first
last
time.
boat
I didn't. It
I went on
was okay.
yeah. The last boat I went on a cruise with my family, and we went, and
Mhm.
that was a miracle in itself. But I got on the cruise, and then for an excursion I went parasailing. So that meant from getting off the bigger boat to a smaller boat. When we're trying to catch up speed, I didn't care that there were children on that boat. I'm sure those children heard curse words, so I was safe. I didn't care. But when we started, me and my niece end up being paired together and going to go up. I was so happy because when I took the picture, my niece is like, "Holy crap, we're going up!" All you see on my face is the big smile. I'm like, "Thank you." We're off. I even said off the boat. I didn't care about being up so high. I was off the boat.
So you'd rather? Oh wow, no. Mm-mm.
You can see fear in one face and happiness in the other. So you could tell.
Nah, I'd rather be on the boat.
Nope. Put me in. That's why I switched the ocean to the mountains. I'll deal with a mudslide or earthquake. That's fine. Nope. Nope. No.
I love the water though.
I do too,
The first time I ever flew, I had a hard time on an airplane. It wasn't good.
Oh wow.
It wasn't good. The first time I was so nervous. I was so scared. No, I don't want to do that too much. I'm like the next time I ever fly anywhere, hopefully I will be drunk
Oh Lord,
or sleep.
no. Try sleep.
So I'm gonna. Yeah, I just go to sleep because I don't want to. I don't. It's the takeoff. It's the takeoff, and then when you look out the window and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, you can't even see the ground, and it's like,
okay,
oh Lord. And I got
slide down the window. You just need to just leave it there.
I did, but me being me, I look because I'm looking out the window peeping, and it was like, oh, let me look out the window, let me look out the window and see what oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I thought I was gonna see.
But episodes of the wrong show. You got a reality check. That's what that was. That's all that was.
Yeah,
It was not like the shows.
No, it was not. And the takeoff is the pressure. Like when you, and you know what I'm saying? Like when and then you feel it as it goes up and it pushes you in the seat and you're like, oh my God. No, but that was just one time that I flew though. So
you gotta get used to
I guess I'd have to.
Yeah, you just gotta get used to it. It's one thing if it's like a lot of major turbulence or something, then yeah. But it's just something you just have to get used to.
Please don't say turbulence. I was so grateful that there was no turbulence on the plane when we flew, because I flew from Atlanta to New York.
Okay.
Like it wasn't that long of a flight, but I just didn't like it. Exactly, it was long enough. You exactly right. It was long enough. Okay, so but tell everyone where they can get in contact with you if they want to put something in HPS and where they can find HPS magazine on your website.
They can go Google or anywhere and just type in hpsmagazine.com. If you want to submit work or if you have any ideas for editorials or any topics, there's a link there, or you can contact me directly at Deidre Gibbs 406@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. All right, then. Thank you so much, Deidre, for coming on. It was joy to have you. Girl,
It was good.
that was fun.
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I love it. We'll have to get you back on air. Like I said, I'll get you the info about the poets, and so hopefully someone will be interested. And I'll get you some info about the medical show that I'm working on, and it was something else that I'm supposed to give you some information about, but that's going to be later in December. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember what it was.
That's
going to be later in December. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get all that to you. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on and telling us about you and HPS magazine. I love it. I call you Khadijah from Living Single.
Hey. That's pretty got that attitude.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Khadijah from Living Single.
That's
what I said.
I'll be even happier, but until then,
even better.
I'll take the attitude.
Yeah, because I even wrote it down. I was like, okay, Khadijah. Wrote the question down. So tell me, Khadijah from Living Single. And all I could think about was Russell. When you talked about the guy that did music, and you said it, when you talked about the guy that works for you and he did music, all I could think about was Russell from Living Single, little short guy. Yeah, he was funny. Well, I want to thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Night Talks with Sasha. Coming up next Friday, December the 8th at 9 p.m., we're going to have a conversation about an emotionally intelligent man. What does he look like? What does he do? What is an intelligent, emotionally intelligent man? What does that mean? Yes, where are they? And why I can't find one? And we're also going to talk about how an emotionally intelligent man is going to lead into another show that's coming up soon about narcissism and narcissists. Yeah. Because an emotionally intelligent man, they can exist with a narcissist. So you got to be kind of careful when you. Yep. But we're gonna talk about what that is. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what that is. We're gonna have some ladies coming on talking about an emotionally intelligent man. Like I said, man, where he's at, how to find him. And also, we're going to ask another question. Are women really ready for an emotionally intelligent man? What do you think? So join us for that. We're going to have a couple of guests. There's going to be a 3-part series for that. So the first part is going to be identifying. The second part, we're going to have a panel. And the third is going to be some emotionally intelligent men. And we're going to ask these gentlemen, what makes you an emotionally intelligent man? What are your boundaries? How do you set those boundaries? What does it mean to be with you? What do you do as an emotionally intelligent man that is different from another man? Are you more accountable? Are you accountable for your actions? What do you guard? What is more important to you? Your peace over what? So we're going to talk about it. And this is labeled a truce. We're having a truce. black men and black women, we're going to have a truce. We're going to stop bashing each other and we're going to start listening to each other. And maybe we can come to a place of intersection of where there is a mutual respect for each other. Maybe all the black men are not done with us and they're not becoming passport bros and going to other countries. Maybe there are some black men that still want to work it out. So if you are an emotionally intelligent black man and you want people to know who you are and converse with some women that want to learn about you, hit me up. Let me know because I want to talk to you. I want to pick your brain. I want to know what you know, and I want to have a conversation. And I want you to have a conversation with my audience. So definitely join me. So that's all coming up in the next couple of weeks. But next Friday, the 8th, we will be I'm going to have a special guest. We all call her Dr. G. She's a woman, so lady on my page, great person, has a wonderful personality. Everyone knows her as Gabrielle Santiago. Yes. So she's going to be coming on. I think Lady T-Bird is going to be on as well. And going to have some other ladies on. And we might throw a guy up in there. See what shits and sticks and play with. So that's coming up in the next 3 weeks. We're going to have that 3-part series. Also, I want to let you all know I'm going to start a link. Well, not really a link, but I'm going to start a post on my Facebook page. It's Christmas season, and I want to spend my money with you. So if you are black and you have a black business, a small business, drop your business link on my page. I'm going to post it up until the end of December. So even then, if you got some sales coming, if you want to you got some free shipping. Do you got some free shipping? Do you have some hair care products that I can use? Listen, I have the big cash, okay? And my hair is coming back, but I need some help. Like, you got some lipstick, you got some something, like, I want to be pretty. I want to say, you got some perfume? Do you even have some dupes? Like, if you got some good dupes, I will even work with your dupes because, honey, the stuff I want is putting a crease in my pocket. Ooh, jiggling around coins. But I want to shop with you, and I want my other people that listen to Night Talks with Sasha to shop with you as well. So you can put your business on my page, and we're going to get that going. Get you some business, and, so I can go shopping. Y'all got some shoes? Honey, I need some shoes. Do y'all have clothes for big girls? Because yeah. Now, I said I wasn't going to say anything, but January of 2024, Night Talks with Tasha has a special guest coming up. This is my first influencer. Y'all see her everywhere. She's been on Facebook. She's been on TikTok. She's all over TikTok. Everything that she sells, I've been wanting to buy. So I'm gonna let y'all think about that. And you can figure out who is coming on Night Talks with us in 2024. January 5th. It's gonna be an extravaganza. So that's it. Got that coming up. So I want y'all to tune in and come on in the room, baby, and let's talk about it. That's what we do over here. All right, y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. It's gonna be raining tomorrow. Drive safely. Get off your phone, okay? And wash your hands. Because COVID is here, And the numbers are going back up in the RSV. We don't want y'all sick. I wanna talk about you, not read about you. So, and don't give it to me. If you see me, don't touch me. Cause y'all got cooties. And I love you. Like cooked food. So good night and goodbye. Have a blessing. Toodles.